Good morning to all. Today we discussing about the brachial plexus. So, what do you mean by the brachials? So, first of all, regarding the brachial, it means arm, and plexus, it means the networks. So, network of what? Nerves. Okay. Now, the location or the definition of the brachial plexus, it is formed by, it is formed by anterior rami of spinal segment, which segments C5, C6, C7, C8 and T1. So once again I repeat, it is formed by the anterior rami of the spinal segment which C5, C6, C7, C8 and T1. But sometime there is present of C4. Similarly, there is a present of T2. C4 if present in the segment, then it is called as prefixed plexus. Similarly, T2 is present, then it is postfixed plexus. Once again repeat, if in segment C5, C6, C7, C8 and T1, if present of C4, then it is called prefixed plexus in which T1 is less or absent. Similarly, if T2 is present in C5, C6, C7, C8 and T1, then the present of C5 is absent or less. Now, move to the division or move to the parts of the brachial plexus to understanding clearly. So first of all, the roots of brachial plexus. The root of brachial plexus trunk of brachial plexus, division chords and finally its branches. So easy to remember, we divide it into the following parts. Now move to the roots. So roots of brachial plexus we have already seen C5, C6, C7, C8 and T1. Clear? Now formation of the trunk. From C5 and C6, they form the upper trunk. C7, they form the middle trunk, and C8 and T1, they form the lower trunk. They form upper, middle and lower trunk. Now move to the division. From upper trunk, middle trunk and lateral trunk divide into the anterior and posterior division. Anterior, posterior, anterior, posterior, anterior and posterior. So anterior is also called as ventral and posterior is dorsal. Anterior, posterior, anterior, posterior, anterior, posterior. Now, the formation of chord. From the posterior division of all the three trunks, they form the posterior chord. Move to the lateral chord. From the anterior division of upper and middle trunk, they form the lateral chord. they form the lateral cord. And remaining anterior division of lower trunk, they form the medial cord. Okay, it is like a tree. When we see the tree, it is having a different parts like a roots, like trunk, stems. Similarly, division of the brachial plexus. Now move to the branches of the lateral cord. So lateral cord having a 3 branches. We can remaining the lateral cord from L, M and L. Here L stand for the lateral pectoral nerve, M for musculocutaneous nerve, and last L for lateral root of medial nerve. Now move to the posterior cord. It is having a 5 branches. Which 5? U, L, N, A and R. So U stand for upper scapular nerve, lower scapular nerve, now to latissimus dorsi nerve, axillary nerve, and radial nerve. Move to the medial cord branch. So first of all, the first branch, medial pectoral nerve. Second one, medial root of median nerve. Third one, medial cutaneous branch of arm. Similarly, medial cutaneous branch of forearm. And lastly, U for ulnar nerve. So these are the total 1, 2, 3, 5. Total 13 branch from the cords. Now, similarly, other also branches. First of all, in upper trunk, there is a 2 branches. Now to subclavius, and second one now to subscapularis. Okay. Similarly, in the root, there is also the presence of some nerves. In C5, C6 and C7, they are now to serratus anterior. Sometimes also there is a presence of C4, in which these is supplied to the phrenic part, therefore phrenic nerve. Also there is a presence of longus pollicis and sclerosus muscles. And in C5 there is also present of nerve to rhomboids. Rhomboids mean rhomboids majors and minors. So these are the all branches, including in branches in the trunk and also the roots. So now move to the segment of or the roots of the branches of the brachial plexus. So from the lateral cord we can see that it is arising from the C5, C6, C7. So all the branches having a C5, C6 and C7 root of lateral cord. Similarly, in the posterior chord, we can correlate with the upper and lower from the C5 and C6, and lower scapular also C5 and C6. In now to latissimus, C6, C7, C8, and in axillary we can correlate with C5 and C6, and radial C5 to C8 and T1. So once again I repeat, in posterior chord, in upper scapular the segment are C5 and C6, in lower similarly C5 and C6, in now to latissimus C6, C8 and C6, C7 and C8, in axillary C5 and C6, in radial all the roots are present in radial. Now the move to the medial chord. So medial chord is arise from the C8 and T1. So all the branches which arise from the lower trunk, they are having a segment present of C8 and T1. But there is a present of exceptional in C7 in ulnar nerve. So the nerve root of the ulnar nerve C7, C8 and T1. Okay. Now once again I repeat, in lateral chord the nerve root of all the three branches are C5, C6 and C7. Similarly in the middle chord, which is arise from the C8 and T1 root, so all the root are C8 and T1, except in ulnar they have a C7 present. In posterior chord, in upper scapular C5 and C6, lower C5 and C6, axillary C5 and C6, in now to latissimus C6 and C7 and C8, in radial the present of all the roots of the brachial plexus. That's why it is the thickest nerves of the thickest branch of the brachial plexus. Now move to the clinical anatomy of brachial plexus. Anatomies of brachial plexus. So there are so many clinical relatives in brachial plexus. What are some are the most important? First one, they are Erb's paralysis. So what do you mean by the Erb paralysis? So we have already discussed the roots of the brachial plexus. In C5 and C6 they form the upper trunk. They form upper trunk. These are upper trunk. From their trunk is divided into the anterior and posterior division. We have already seen the two nerves having supplied now to subclavian, now to the subscapularis. So these points where the six structures are made, this is known as a Erb's point. Erb's point. So what are the causes of Erb points? During when there is a injury to the shoulder joint, or during the delivery, there is a chances of the paralysis of the part. These paralysis during the birth defect, also known as the during parturition, means the delivery, injury to the segment or the injury to the this part is known as the obstructed brachial plexus paralysis. From this, due to these paralysis, the hand look like that, mean the abduction or this. Now move to the second point. They are Klumpke paralysis. Similarly, we can see that in our paralysis there is a deformity of in upper trunk. Similarly, in clump K, in C8 and T1 segment, they form the lower trunk and then division. So, if there is a lesions or there is a deformity in their lower part, they form the clump K paralysis, in which the patient look like a claw hands. These are known as the claw hands, in which there is a hyperextension of the interphalangeal metatarsus joint and flexion of interphalangeal joints. These are the deformity or disability of the clump K paralysis. Okay. Causes of the clump K paralysis is also like a injury to the shoulder region or from the heavy loads on the shoulder region, and also in the during the birth. Now move to the third one, that are lesion or one, there's a lesion to the nerve of serrator anterior, also known as the nerve of Bell. So causes of the lesion to the nerves serratus may be the causes from the sudden pressure around the shoulder region, or there is a heavy load, or due to this there is a in back of the part there is a medial border of the scapula form a prominent. So this known as the lesion to the nerves to the serrator anteriors. Similarly, other nerves can be lesion, like lesion to the subscapular nerve. Similarly, lesion to the musculocutaneous nerves. If there is a lesion to the musculocutaneous nerve, so which muscles which supply by the musculocutaneous nerves, these are the front of the arm. So there is a paralysis of the front of the arm. Similarly, there is also the nerves which supply to this having a sensory loss. So up to till we are discussing about the brachial plexus, in which we are discussing about its roots, its trunk, its division, its cords and its branches, including their clinical anatomy. So we have covered all the part. If there is any doubt regarding the brachial plexus, please like, subscribe and comment on my YouTube channels. Thank you.